I always say that the Sufi path is a path of remembering who we are, and being reminded. Being reminded of that light and that love. So, remember your promise. Remember that there's always protection from Allah. And remember this light prayer. It will serve you well as you move through the world. This is a chapter from Music of the Soul called The Light of God. It's in one of the original Music of the Soul books. So if I tell you the page number, it won't be the page number that's in another version of Music of the Soul. So if you have this old version of Music of the Soul, it's on page 276. I don't know what page it's on in the newer version. This book is still, out of all of C.D.'s books, the book that I still go back to over and over again. It's like, for me, all the other books are elaborations of chapters in this book. So this chapter is called The Light of God, El Nur Ilahi. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. God is the light of the heavens and the earth. A metaphor for his life, for his light, is as if there were a niche, and within it a lamp. The lamp is enclosed in glass. This glass is as a brilliant star, lit from a blessed tree, an olive tree, neither of the east nor of the west, whose oil is luminous, though fire scarcely touches it. Light upon light. God doth guide whom he will to his light, and God doth act forth metaphors for men and women, and God doth know all things. From Surah Nur, Ayah 35. He then goes on to explain. The divine light is like a niche wherein lies a lamp, and the lamp is enclosed in glass. This light is like a subtle physical force containing all of the divine realization within it. The heart of each person is the house of God, and therein lies the divine light. I'm going to repeat that line. The heart of each person is the house of God, and therein lies the divine light. So you understand why the Sufi path focuses on the heart. Because it's in the heart that we find and we build a home for God. And it's in this home that we find our divine light. And God created the human being from clay. This aspect of creation is like the body of animals, and thus naturally dark and gross. Without the divine realization and the light of life contained in the heart, we would be like animals. And by animals here, he doesn't mean the beautiful qualities of the dog. He means the lower nature of our being. In the name of God, my beloved and my refuge, listen to me and understand, beloved. And when you hear, you must follow this teaching. And it says in God's holy and supreme words, his light is like a niche. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth, and he is the source of the universe and the creator of existence. So God uses light to demonstrate to those who know him God's goodness. God, goodness. God wants goodness for you. Any of you come from any belief systems that says God wants me to suffer? is not our way. God wants goodness for us. He says his light is like a niche. This is only a metaphor and not to be taken literally. For God himself is not a niche, understand? This metaphor shows how God, glory be to He, sends out God's light. God is the supreme guide, and all good desires exist in God and are directed toward God. The niche is a metaphor for this, and is thus like the body of the supreme guide, containing his heart within it. The heart is the lamp, and the lamp is is enclosed in the heart of glass. The glass is like a brilliant star, which is like the pure mind. It is lit from a blessed tree, the olive tree. It, the light of the Mohammedan message, is revealed in existence, neither in the east nor in the west, and is not dependent on ancestral origin. What he means by that is that it's directed to all people alike, not just for some, but for all. Its Mohammedan oil shines forth with divine presence, even though fire touch it not. Then it glows with plentiful light and divine sustenance, light upon light. Neither does material factual knowledge touch it. Allah gives his light to the Mohammedan inheritor, which was our guide, and to those people who accept God and possess readiness for him. God furnishes these examples to show himself unto the people who can thus find themselves. The Warith, the Wasiti, is the truth, and Allah manifests in all of the appearances. Beloved, you have to know that there is in the body a heart, and in this heart there is a soul, and in their soul there is a secret, and in the secret there's an invisible thing, and in the invisible thing something even more invisible, and in the most invisible thing is the heart of the essence, and in this essence there is God. So the walking that we do in the Sufi way is walking through the heart, the soul, the secret, the even more secret, even deeper secret, to the essence. This is what our path is. So he's given us a clear roadmap to find that essence in us. Is too powerful to be received directly. So Allah leads us step by step, veil by veil, to him. These veils are put there from the mercy so that the human spirit may contain the light and therefore gradually rid itself of its density. The supreme guide, Muhammad, is like this light and must be approached step by step. I described this light for you before as a subtle power of intelligence and perception. This power relates to his, Muhammadan's, kindness, action, inner quality, and good influence he exercises over people. And that's the role model that we're following. Whoever is capable of discovering this subtle power of perception and realizes this perception and behavior within yourself reaches to be a copy of the Mohammedan inheritor. In this case, you have the good fortune of gaining complete understanding of all kinds of matters of existence. and then you become the perfect one, in whom all the highest truth is revealed. Your appearance becomes the focus of abundant understanding, as well as the center of knowledge of the secret of all the divine words. Through this perfect and supreme words, we may know God. Glory be to He. This is what Sufi's left us. Know, beloved, that the body of Muhammad is the niche of the manifest light. In the center of his being is the lamp of the heart, containing abundance of light and the secrets of divine knowledge, illuminated by the glass of the brilliant white mind. This mind is lit by a very holy tree. The tree is the source of revelation in the manifested universe, an olive tree in a specified and known location. It is neither in the east, where the sun can torch it, or in the west, where the sun cannot touch it. The tree is the essence of the secret of Muhammad's existence. He is the perfect man. May the peace and blessings be upon him and his family. Know, my beloved, that Muhammad, the light of Allah, is like a niche. His light is the source of the universe, and it can be seen as well in the Muhammadan inheritor, which was Sidi. He is the complete human being in whom the lamp is fully lit. He is the divinity revealed and manifested knowing, seen through the glass of divine sustenance. His Insan al-Kamal abundance cannot be perceived in his appearance. How many times has Sidi said to us, if you see me in my humanity, you don't really see me, right? Due to this subtleness, transparency, and gentleness, nothing can be seen in him but his source and sustainer, Allah. It is as if the glass does not exist. The glass revealed is a brilliant star, shining with light, beauty, and majesty. In this light is no heat or cold to disturb the beholder. Yet it has a great power of brilliance, being lit by the divine love, which is the true source of this brilliant star. Know this divine love, which emanates from his reality as light. When it is complete, it shines brilliantly as the tree of the essence of the truth, bearing many kinds of fruits, secrets, and holy lights. Sort of what Rita was talking about. We describe it as a tree because from its highest branches shine the brilliant stars, the Warith Muhammadi, which manifests the house of Allah. This holy tree contains plenty of goodness, fruit, knowledge, and progeny, the children of the family of God. That's us. It is eternally blessed, but only through Muhammad and his message may we receive all the fruits. Why? Because Muhammad was the mercy for all, not just for Muslims, but for all. So know, my beloved, that through the brilliant star and all of Muhammad's qualities and individual characteristics, we can perceive the essence of Allah. The star is the glass, which is the lamp and the niche, which is the light, and the light is the being of Allah. Who? Allah. That's why we do the dhikr of Allah, so we can experience this being of Allah. So understand. Understand that the subtle material power of intelligence and the divine understanding connected to it refer to the heart, which is the house of God. The light of God is likened to this subtle power because in the world of light, the forces have a quality like kindness, and this kindness emerges from the realization of the subtle powers, and the powers themselves are realized beings, illuminated with divine understanding. This is the fruits of our path. The knowledge of God is something intuitive, because only God contains the complete realization of truth. All realization of the human being is, in its human aspect, illusory. Only that related to the eternal God is real. So know that the people who contain divine understanding and act accordingly come to the realization that only the heart, which is the true house of God, contains these subtle powers of perception and intelligence. These people call everything by its right name. They don't live in ignorance, but rather contain the light of knowing, which is the light of God. And in the brilliance of the truth, they manifest it. So this subtle power of perception is the heart, and God is its creator. And God is the creator of kindness. So all the brilliant lights in the Holy Book come from God, the everlasting, who lives in our heart. We don't mean by heart the conical-shaped object in the body, but rather the subtle heart. Know that man is created from clay. This endows him with an animal nature, which is generally dark. From this point of view, he is just like the rest of the animals. He contains lust like the animals, and if he follows this aspect of his nature, he will live in darkness. So if you identify yourself with your animal nature, then you live in darkness and grossness. So without the capacity of perception that Allah has put in us, nothing would appear in us of understanding or of the light of life. Know that God has given the animal rank a special order of perception and a light of life suitable to it. For human beings, God has given a special order of perception and light of life as well. So the human being has both ranks, the rank of animal and the rank of divine realization. If he follows his animal nature, then nothing of the realized perception of the light of life will manifest in him. His feelings are then exclusively from the darkness and the material world. And this is the situation of one who lives in the animal rank. He sees only the gross and lives with the darkness. All of the meanings, all of the truth, and the divine nature are concealed from him, and you are distant from them. The nature of the animal rank is one of straying from the right path, but it is one of the ranks which God created. God makes different kinds of animal ranks, either to serve man in work or to provide meat. God creates some to provide material for clothing, or to protect man from cold or heat, or to furnish milk and honey and other good things of a material nature. So the man who works can make use of them. But the realized perception and the light of life in the human rank comes from the divine nature and is special because it's a mental rank, apal. The realization in this rank sees the truth of existence and all of its ranks in revelation and its individual characteristics. The light of light is illuminated by meaning, kindness, good behavior, knowledge, and the results of wisdom. Through the wise, subtle power of perception, the human being can realize the complete truth because it is the subtleness and power, sensitivity, and intelligence that guide the way. So the human being receives the divine abundance through the perfect mind and thought and inspiration and seeing. Through these capacities, he can transform his animal nature into kindness, humanness, rid himself of darkness, and rescue himself from grossness. So the body becomes purified of the darkness, the mind is purified of imagination, and becomes brilliantly light by the light of life and realization. These capacities, which are the centers of perception, hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, are your assets. Without that, nothing of the pure heart would appear on the outside, and you couldn't realize the truth and the light of light. So understand, beloveds. Understand that without the quality of hearing, hearing would be impossible. Without the quality of seeing, the human being wouldn't see the truth or the pictures. Only through the inner seeing can he truly see. If he didn't have the quality of touch, he couldn't feel solid objects and be sure of their existence. Without the quality of taste, he couldn't taste the meaning of words and what they refer to. Without the quality of smell, he couldn't smell the odor of revelation, its goodness, nor the smell of our beloved God and the subtle breezes of his love. Through the outer senses, we can realize the meaning and the secrets of our bodies and our lives in this human race.